We believe in God. Has anyone seen God? No, none has seen God. Therefore, we are all searching for God. This search had been going on right from the primitive man. Is it we end up just in belief, or can we pursue the unseen God? God is embedded into religions. That means, is God same as religion, or is God different and beyond religions? Can we look for answers to our questions on God in religions? Let's hope so. Let us listen to what religions say on does God exist? If so, where is He? What is He doing? The first question, is God myth? We may find an answer to this question in Buddhism. Buddhism is the fourth largest religion in the world, considering the number of people who are inspired by Buddhist principles. Some say Buddhism is the second largest religion in the world. One of the disciples asked Buddha, does God exist? Buddha avoided the answer. That means, according to Buddha, it is immaterial whether God exists or not. In Hinduism, there is a philosophical sect called Charvakas. They are rationalists and atheists who do not believe in God. The second question, is God concept? We may find an answer to this question in Jainism. Jainism believes in God, but not in the concept creator. According to them, this universe is neither created by anyone, nor sustained by anyone, nor destroyed by anyone, but is self-existent and runs on its own cosmic laws. The third question. Okay, let's assume God exists. If so, where is God? The following could be some possibilities. Possibility number 1. Shall we assume God exists in heaven? When we are in trouble, we spontaneously look at skies for help. Does it mean God exists in heaven? Possibility number 2. Shall we assume God exists in hell? Some religions believe God tortures in hell. Non-believers in their religion are in God. Does it mean God exists in hell? Possibility number 3. Shall we assume God exists in holy people? The following quotes support such a view. We find in Bible, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Matthew 5.9. We find in Hinduism, knower of God is God. Vedas, Munakopanishad 3.2.9. Fourth possibility. Shall we assume God exists in all humans? Let's examine this more in detail at a later stage. Fifth possibility. Shall we assume God exists in all life? Hinduism supports such a view. God dwells in all living beings. Bhagavad Gita 18.61 and many references in Hindu scriptures. Sixth possibility. Is God omnipresent? All religions which believe in God support such a view. Does omnipresent mean the whole of earth where we all live, or the solar system, or the whole universe consisting of infinite number of galaxies? We know each galaxy is infinite in size. Scientists say the universe is still expanding. That means creation has not ended on the sixth day of creation, as some religious people believe, but is a continuous and endless process. There could be life and even more intellectual life than us on the other planet. Therefore, this earth, where 7.5 billion humans and trillions of other life exist, is only a drop in the whole universe. If that is the case, where shall we search for God? Let's examine the following possibilities. Possibility number 1. Most of us believe God resides in heaven. Shall we then imagine one of the most beautiful and enjoyable planets in the sky as heaven and abode of God? But description of heaven in each religion is different. Then in which heaven shall we look for God? Possibility number 2. Different religions say God is very close to us or within us. In Bible it is said, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17.21. In Quran it is said, and we, that is Allah God, have already created man and know what his soul whispers to him. And we, Allah God, are closer to him than his jugular vein. Quran 50.16. In Hinduism it is said, God is in and out and is spread everywhere. Narayana Suktam 5th sloka. And God is in each and every atom. Rudranamukam 9.8. Possibility number 3. Is man God or soul God? In Old Testament in Bible, God said unto Moses, I am that I am, Exodus 3.14, and it is I am He, Deuteronomy 32.39. In New Testament in Bible, when Jews questioned Jesus, being a man, why do you declare yourself to be God? Jesus retorted, is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods? John 10.3 and 10.3334. That means man is God. In Hinduism it is said, this Atma, that is soul, is God, and also I am God, and also thou art that, Mahavakyas. When religions say so clearly that God is either very close to man, or God is within man, or man is God, then why are people searching for God either in heaven or elsewhere? Is it we don't have belief in our own holy scriptures? Or is it is easy to search outside rather than search inside? Or is it going to church or mosque or temple is only a first step? Or is it religious leaders are not stressing or don't want to educate the followers on these aspects mentioned in their own holy scriptures? Or is it religious leaders are afraid of losing their importance? Or is it man is born sinner? Or is it is difficult for the common man to realize the God within himself? Or is it man does not want to accept that he himself is God or God is close to him for fear of restraint on his freedom to commit and enjoy sin or cruelty or wrongdoings? As explained above, religions say God is everywhere. When God is everywhere, why are we not able to see Him? Here is a simple example. There is butter in milk, but we can't see butter in raw milk. When we boil milk, make it curd, and churn the curd, butter floats on buttermilk. Similarly, to perceive or experience the omnipresent God, we have to struggle with intensity, sincerity, and form an unshakable faith and devotion. Next question. If God exists, in which direction can we find Him? Is it in the east direction? Is it in the west direction? Is it in the north direction? Is it in the south direction? Is it downward direction? Is it upward directions? Or is it in all directions? When you lit a candle, the light spreads in all directions. So also, God radiates in all directions. Next question. If God exists, what is He doing? Creating, sustaining, destroying, or amalgamating and recreating, or taking rest after creation? If God is taking rest after creation as some religions believe, then who is sustaining His creation? Or is the creation self-sustaining? Is God judging, rewarding, and punishing humans? Or consequences follow our actions, good or bad, in a routine, natural way, that is karma philosophy, as believed by Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs? We all have experience of this natural law in this materialistic world. Is God blessing humans only? Bible gives a scope to think so. Then God said, let's make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, over the livestock, and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. Genesis 1.26, 27 and 28. Or, is God blessing all life? In Quran it is said, Allah, that's God, is exalted by the birds with wings spread in flight. Each of them has known his means of prayer and exalting Him, that is God. And Allah is knowing of what they do. Quran 24.41. In Hinduism, there is a repeated mention of welfare of not only human beings, but also birds, animals and plants, and also protection of environment. Rudra Namakun 10.325 and a number of saint slokas. When we look at what is said above in the Holy Scriptures, we get a doubt. Why is it God has special attachment or care for the most selfish humans on this earth, while earth is only a drop in His total creation? Is it the Holy Scriptures are God sent for the benefit of His entire creation, or exclusively for humans on this earth, or are these Holy Scriptures man-written? Even on this earth, is God concerned exclusively about only a particular religion, only a particular country or region? only a particular race, only a particular city. These doubts arise because of repeated reference to such aspects in some of the holy scriptures. In Quran it is said, the religion in the sight of Allah, that is God, is Islam. Quran 3.19. Jesus Christ, messenger of God, said, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Matthew 15.24. Also, Jesus Christ empowered his 12 disciples with healing powers and other powers and instructed them, do not go to the Gentiles or the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. Matthew 10.5 and 6. Maybe God sends his messengers at different times to different places, depending on the situations, to specifically address people in a particular region and to preach and re-establish righteous path whenever unrighteousness ascends and to set right that particular country or region. Has God sent only one messenger or number of messengers? According to Bible, the creation dates back to about 6,000 years. According to Islam, God sent about 1,24,000 prophets. In Hindu scriptures it is said, whenever virtue subsides and wickedness prevails, I, that's God, manifest myself to establish virtue, to destroy evil, to save the good. I, that is God, come from age to age. Bhagavad Gita 4.7 and 8. Jesus Christ said, do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. Matthew 5.17. All the messengers' preaching is true and insist on righteousness, but expression could be different depending upon the people of the age and place. We find in Bible, the inclinations of man's heart is evil from his youth. Genesis 8.21. We find in Quran, for man's very soul incites him to evil, unless my Lord shows mercy. Quran 12.53. As the inclination of majority of the people is towards bad, the importance of being righteous is lost in due course. This probably necessitates God to send his messengers again and again, and is an endless process. Otherwise, is it not, the first prophet should have been sufficient? Let's not forget that all God-sent messengers speak the truth, a glean of truth. There are so many religions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and many other religions on this earth, which is an atom in the whole creation. Then will there not be larger number of religions in the whole universe? We will know more about these in a few years when we interact with the aliens on other planets. Maybe religions will then have a relook of their holy scriptures and start accepting God's greater plan rather than thinking of supremacy of a particular religion. Is God bound by any particular religion, either on this earth or in the whole universe or beyond all religions? Does any religion have monopoly over God? Maybe. Addressing the all-pervading and infinite God as my God is leading to all this confusion and egoistic feeling. All these doubts and questions arise as we think God is concerned only about humans on this earth. Next question. Is God blessing the whole universe? Mother loves all her children. Similarly, the Creator God naturally loves the whole universe. To think that God is concerned only about humans on this earth is probably a reflection of the human selfishness. After worshipping God, Hindus end their prayer with, may everything in the universe be happy and may there be peace everywhere. Next question. If God is real, can we completely comprehend God? All religions say God is incomprehensible. That is, we can neither completely imagine, nor understand, nor experience God. The Jain philosophy of Anekantavada and Svetavada put forward that the truth or reality is perceived differently from different points of view and that no single point of view is the complete truth. A small story explains this in a simple way. 6 blind people wanted to know how an elephant looks like by touching. As the elephant is too big, each one of them touched one part of the elephant. The first blind man touched the trunk and said, elephant looks like stem of a tree. The second blind man touched the leg and said, elephant looks like a pillar. The third blind man touched the ear and said, "Elephant looks like a hand fan." The fourth blind man touched the stomach and said, "Elephant looks like a wall." The fifth blind man touched the tusk and said, "Elephant looks like a pipe." The sixth blind man touched the tail and said, "Elephant looks like a rope." The elephant is so big for all of them to touch completely, and hence describe the elephant according to which part each of them touched. Whatever each of them described is right, but not complete. So also, the visualization, understanding, and experience of God by different saints and prophets is true, but not complete. Therefore, the description of God in any of the Holy Scriptures is true, but not complete. The next question. If God is reality, then what is His form? It is interesting to note that monotheistic religions, which believe in no form to God, describe a specific location to God in heaven and also a seat, which suggests a shape and size to God. Besides, the Son of God sits by His side in another seat. It's also interesting to note that polytheistic religions like Hinduism declare God is formless and nameless and is present everywhere and in every atom in the universe. These religions further declare God manifests Himself in any form and by any name a devotee prays Him. Summary. God is different from religions. God is embedded into each religion. God is beyond religions. Can any religion have monopoly over God? Religions describe God more or less the same way. That is, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, infinite, no beginning, no end, and incomprehensible. That is, impossible to completely visualize, understand, and experience. Differences in perception and approach to God by different religions are probably due to this incomprehensible nature of God. Every one of us has his own belief. I have my belief and you have your belief. Can I say your belief is wrong? No, certainly not. Based on my belief, I can neither question others' belief nor find fault with others' belief, as belief is a belief only. May God shower His divine light on every one of us to respect others' religion and practices, while every one of us loves and is proud of his own religion and practices. Diversity is in nature, hence, irrespective of to which religion we may belong to, let's all pray and put forth our sincere efforts to live together in peace and harmony. Without peace, human existence itself will be a question mark. We have seen in history the religious wars and destruction of life. We are also seeing now the religious fights and the missionary zeal of some religions to convert. All these are happening because of vested interests who think, interpret, and propagate only their religion is true and others false. This is a serious threat for the peace in the whole world. May all peace-loving people come together and think impartially and act together to strengthen unity in diversity. May there be peace in each of us, all of us, and the entire universe. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, share, and comment.